Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do begin, let me just say one thing. This is a re-recording. I recorded this part before, but it did have some problems in it. So, I am going to be scrapping that recording, and hopefully this can turn out better, if not, at least, marginally better than the one I had before, which was I think 82 minutes long. Now, with that being said, since it has been a minute, let us get started. We last had Izuku Midoriya. He was leading the West Coast Avengers in San Francisco, and he had the charges against him whenever he was charged with Iron Man's murder dropped. The superior Iron Man, he is dead. And Izuku, he now has to live with the fact that he killed that man. However, it was not Tony Stark. Deku was working on a Mark 12 armor when Magneto called, and then he got to learn the name of his daughter. He also learned that Lorna, she herself has still been a little distant, a little flaky. Yes, him and her do talk from time to time, and their relationship has gotten better, but it's still hard. It's not easy. And Izuku, he got something from Magneto. An old armor he created, but then it became a failure. And that failure was currently eating away his armory at the tower. Now, Technovore was born, and Izuku, he was not happy. Miss Costa is currently down. His tower is on lockdown. And that thing, it's in the armory where some of his older suits, they are still there. However, his more dangerous technology is still off planet. Especially because that court case, yeah. He doesn't know when someone might try to throw more charges at him, or someone in the government might try to pick it up and try and use it to take his assets. Now, Izuku, he is highly annoyed, and currently is just don't stand there. Him getting on comms and beginning to tell everybody about exactly what's going on. Him currently broadcasting as he does could hear people begin to talk, expressing about what to do. Currently him turning and going to fly down the hallway before making his way to the elevator, beginning to express. Okay, he doesn't know exactly what they're dealing with yet. Let's see. What do we got? Old suit. Mine. Rogue AI. Seriously? It's a nanite suit. Carol going to express. Right now her flying in the hallway. A nanite suit? What does that mean exactly? No pilot, and as far as I can tell, it might not be good. If it's doing exactly what I think it's doing, it's going to be bad. Currently, Deku turning the corner, as Carol is down the hallway. The armory door going to be blasted away as the blast is a cut through the wall and blow through the tower. Deku yelling, and they're trying to get Storm on comms. Before he said tell Spidey, him and Miles need to get them out of here. Make sure the kids are safe, and they can try and handle this threat. Wait. You're saying that this is some sort of technological creature? You said it will upgrade itself with tech, right? I did. That was one of its purposes. Design. But I don't know what went wrong with it, okay, Peter? Just right now, follow orders. Technovore's stepping out, and the creature, it does stand there. It almost has a cloud of metal around it, a cloud of mist-like metal, along with its body, sleek, and with a silver design. However, it does look more like a man, an Iron Man, and it does get a turn. Right now, it, staring at Deku as Carol, does begin to blast it. Before it does, could be struck in turn. Right now, bringing up a repulsor and blasting it at her. Before she does that, take the attack and look at him. Izuku bring his hands up and blasting at Technovore's back. Before Carol and him, they do go to send blast, they do a sandwich Technovore inside. Before it does that activate its boots and fly upwards through the tower. And Carol, she's gonna watch that. Currently, her dodging out of the way is Deku, he does that dodge her beam. And the two, they do go to Express. Right now it's heading up. Don't let it get outside. Okay, that's not good. Currently, Izuku looking up and blasting through his own ceiling. Right now, a lot more aware that this does take precedent. Him beginning to fly up and try and talk to anyone on comms. Wanda's out, and so is Quicksilver. That's two down. Okay, they need some more people. Robert? No, this is not something that Robert can handle, right? Maybe he could? But no, that's not good. His armory's down. Shit, he can't let it get to a Talon. No, if it's on his servers, then it must know he's the most advanced thing in this building. This city? That on Deku's mind. Before, we do have Technovore, who does go to stand there. Run out it staring at the television and beginning to integrate the information it does know. Turning and then looking across the room. Right now it seeing Deku and Carol. As there actually is where Nova, he does this not stand there. Him, with his helmet on, talking about it. So exactly what's the plan here? Stay back. What are you talking about? We gotta handle this thing. Currently Technovore staring at Nova. And Izuku talks about it. The thing is scanning him. If that alien tech gets inside, then it might be pretty bad. Okay, so what do we do? Technovore stepping forwards. Before Carol does go to fly forwards and smash into the creature. Right now it being hit directly into the wall as she's to bring her hands back and smash into it. Right now Technovore being thrown out of the building. It's activating its boots and gonna fly back up. Right now Technovore going to fly up and see Izuku, who does come out and really bring his arms up. Right now his suit creating laser cannons and weapons all over his arms. Along with Deku, bring his hands together and then going to put them together closer to allow his unibeam to fire properly. And Izuku, he is going to fly backwards up in the air. Technovore going to see Izuku in scanning his suit. Before there is Nova. Him and Captain Marvel do to step out and see the creature, which does go flying past them because it found something it believes to be more advanced. And Deku, he does go see that. Currently, him bring up his shield as Technovore does smash right into it. Currently, it bringing its arm back and smashing its fist into it. Izuku going to increase power to his shields by 40%. Before he does allow his arc reactor to properly charge, along with his unibeam and his repulsors doing so. Now, Technovore just needs to blast out, before Deku does it to widen the shield and go to force it backwards. Currently, Technovore going to try and fly into the shield before Deku, he does go to do one thing. He does go to bring his hands up and blast out. Currently, lowering the shield of Technovore, he does not try to evade that. Deku then firing out with the unibeam. The beam flying towards the creature and smashing into it. Before it is sliced in half, and Izuku does to watch the lower half beginning to fall. Before it does begin to string itself back together with the nanites. And Deku, after what happened with his suit, he cannot engage this thing with close range. It will take the prime armor and begin a rampage. It will do something else. Go for the most advanced thing it can find. And the guardsman? Jesus. If it finds out about those things, the factory, the God Killer, should he? No, he shouldn't. If that thing gets out, no, he'd have to. Okay, maybe he needs a plan. The cannon on the God Killer, it killed Thanos, but a clear shot would take. No, this thing can replicate, right? No, he needs to. Shit. without Costa, he doesn't have an onboard AI. He's doing everything manually, trying to figure all this out. Currently, this being where Carol does a smash Ducky into Technovore, and Deku, he has a turn. Before, he has a yell at Carol. Her turning, before Izuku does a charge up. Him, right now, waiting for her to give something in response. Before, she does a nod her head and gives a blast right at her. The beam, low on emission, but giving her a bit of a power boost. And Carol does begin to feel herself being amped up. Her turning, and then gonna look back up at the creature. Deku telling her over comms to keep it distracted because right now he's trying to formulate a plan. This is a creature he created. That means there must be a limitation. Hello? Pete? Yeah, hey, I'm trying to get everything back up and running, but we got a problem. What happened? Listen, the firewall's down right now, and there's a few other things going on. I'm sorry, but Costa's down, and I mean down, down. She was messed up pretty bad. I don't think we'd salvage her. You serious? I mean, it would take time, but I don't know what that thing did to her. There's so much apart. Taken apart? We don't know how she was built or designed, right? I have an idea. Okay, good. So we can put that to the side right now, but we've got a lot to do. I've contacted Friday and anyone on Atellan. I've sent out a distress call to the Avengers and anyone on guard. I told them to keep tech heroes out. Okay? That's good, but it limits our options. Really? Because I'm pretty sure Tall Blonde and Thor might help us out pretty much anytime. We could use another Thor. Or, well, Jesus. You alright? No, I'm distracted. I'm trying to think of the limitations. Pete, I don't think there might be any. What are you talking about? Listen, listen. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure it out. This thing is made of a suit I created that should have been my Model Prime. I mean, it was beta, I guess you could call it. Not even in early stages of development. So this was the drawing board. I think so. Ultron took ideas from me, I think, and improved upon them, but I don't know. Listen, I think I have an idea, but it could distract it. I need you to write a code. You want to upload something into that creature? It absorbs data, Pete. We need it. Okay, okay, it's running a rogue programming, which means its operating system is responding to something. Something in control. You mean like a giant computer? Yeah, but these are nanites. They're all programmed to respond to something. A controller. Right, right. Or at least something inside of it. It explains the power system and why it's operating. Huh, alright. So there's a reactor in there. There should be. The problem is finding it. The problem also is making sure we don't get fried doing so. Okay, I'm getting a response. The Avengers are on their way. Thor should arrive any time. Uh, Cap's on the way with another Quinjet. Shit. Okay, okay. Jaina Van Dyne's trying to get in contact with us. You want me to put her through? Go ahead. Her, right now, popping onto the screen. Before, here's a flying up in the air, and she does try to express. So, she got a distress call about another killer robot. Is this Ultron? No, it's not. They go flying in. Currently, him bringing his arm up and going to create a sound cannon. Before, he is a tell Carol to dive. Currently, her smashing in the creature and it flying towards Deku. Before it does a shift its body and turn, flying directly at him as Deku does activate the sound cannon and blast out. Currently, him letting out 400 decibels directly into the creature. and it does begin to tear itself apart. Right now, Deku brings it with their hand and begin to do the exact same thing, before increasing the amount of sound and trying to tell Janet that, yeah, Janet. Now, here's trying to tell her that this is not good. Listen, Hank Pym's not involved with this one. This is a rogue AI, and it has blueprints for Iron Man armor. You can't be serious. I am. Worse, I invented it. Listen, I know you still don't like me, but this is a big problem. The Guardsman, any technological advancement on Earth, it will find and consume. It's made to adapt. Currently, Deku watching. Before he does, gonna watch something fly out towards him as the creature is a blast on Drookie in the arm. Him going to throw his arm backwards as he does to quickly repair the damage. The tiles going to reshape and form. Before Izuku, he does go to watch. Currently, this thing flying towards him and throwing its hand out. Before, it is a throw the mist towards Izuku. Him going to bring his arms up and blast himself backwards before the cannons on his arm do begin to fire out. And Deku, he does begin to create something covering his back. Another jet begin to blast him up and Doki towards space. Him arcing over before he does go to activate his air brakes and begin to slow down, bringing his hands out and then flipping his body. Currently aiming the cannon on his back, blasting down into Technovore. The creature being smashed down and towards the earth. Before Carol does begin to fly in. And Izuku, he does begin to get multiple responses from some of the Avengers, trying to understand this threat, understand what's happening. And it isn't doing too well. Currently, Izuku going to fly forwards. Him trying to keep this thing up. This thing is taking on damage. They can tell. The cloud's gotten smaller. No, it needs to replicate. Keep it away from technology. That's what they can do. Okay. So, no missiles, no close range. Crap. Okay, so they need something better. They need something. Currently, lightning beginning to zap directly into Technovore. And the creature, it does a screech out. Deku turning his head and expecting to see the god of thunder. However, he does get to see a goddess. And there is currently Storm, who does go to stand there in the air. Her right now, flying up, and bring her hands up. We're going to blast out another beam of lightning directly into Technovore. And it, as I take this damage, before bring its hand up and trying to blast it at her. Currently, Carol getting in the way and taking the blast, redirecting some of that power directly its way as Izuku, he is going to fly in. Currently, him with an idea. Before Technovore is a turn. Is detection on Izuku still active as he does go to throw his hands out and throw his thing at Technovore? It being to wrap these things up before Deku hears it activates them. Two of them going off. And the EMPs do get a smash into Technovore and hits him hard. As Izuku does a flying backwards and blasting out a massive beam directly from his Unibeam, watching it slice through the middle of Technovore and upwards through its head. As he has to watch the creature sit there for a minute, and the regeneration, it does begin to happen. A lot more slowly. And this tells Deku a few things. Currently, his data showing that it took longer that time for it to heal. I mean, what was that? 2, 3 seconds before, but that was 5. 6 seconds? Maybe even 7. Okay. That tells him quite a few things. It has to adapt. It has to change. No. It was mid-adaption. It was trying to take on the technology, but it didn't work. Okay. That might leave an opening. They need bait. Bait. Of course. Okay. He needs to figure this out. Currently, Deku's arms begin to shift and grow, along with the torso, legs, and body of the entire suit. Currently, Deku going to fly around before he has a look like he's in a more Hulkbuster-like design. And this does give Deku a little bit more leeway, a little bit more of an advantage. Okay. Blow it up and buy time. Currently, Storm bringing her hands up. As Carol, she does continue to blast out, and then Deku, here's a turn. Seeing Nova flying up and into the battle. Currently, him hitting this creature with a hit and run attack before it is a turn and see him. Before it can go attack him, Deku does a blast Drucky into it. Right now, him with a shield smashing Drucky into Technovore's back, hitting the creature as is a turn. One of the nanites shifting around and recreating the body on the shield, trying to envelop it and crush it. And Izuku, he does begin to tell everyone this thing is able to be hurt mid-adaptation. They need to throw some tech at it. You can't be serious. Do you have any idea what we could do to that? Okay. Listen, it's an idea, and I've data to prove it. Right now, we need to try it. Storm? Yes. What exactly can you throw at it that's hard, heavy, and powerful? What do you got? As much lightning as I can conjure. Good. We'll need it. Make sure this can be heard from around the world. Alright? Hell, if a Tillin can hear it ring, I don't care. Carol? We have a lot, but Deku increasing his shields by 30%. Her continuing on. She can take a power-up. Anything she can. Nova. Yeah. Power her up. Blaster. I'll try and keep this thing busy. For right now, it wants me. Okay. Are you sure it doesn't want my helmet? Nova, power her up, now. It might try to go after you if it realizes it can't get through my shields. Right. But what are you gonna do? Listen, I'm the Wagyu beef of this dinner party. Shit, wrong analogy. Okay. It wants my tech. It knows how advanced they are. Though, I do have a plan. Friday, popping into Deku's operating system. Before beginning to express, she does have another plan as well. If he is willing to listen, he's already activating multiple suits to his location. Nice to see you again. It is always nice to work with you, Izuku. However, I have put a Tillin on high alert. Good. Make sure that Black Bolt's ready in case. Tell him to scream. But, not yet. That's a backup plan. Understood. Good. The creature going to fly backwards, blasting out for it to bring its hand up. Right now, it's going to smash a spike directly into the field. And Deku doesn't watch it crack. The creature going to move forwards and trying to slide into this crack. Before Deku's going to drop the shield and blast backwards. Currently, him going to blast out amps before the creature does a flying towards him. Him going to bring up his left arm and going to activate a flamethrower. Him going to try and fry this thing. And it is a scream out in pain. Right now, feeling the hot attack hit it. And Izuku, he does try to think. Try more options, try anything else. Okay, sound, heat. No, it's acting more like a symbiote. Continue on. Bad idea. Okay. Him activating his boosters before flying backwards fast, and the creature, it does still chase after him. Before it does do one thing. Currently, it does go to make its boosters larger and fly towards Izuku, smashing into and grabbing his leg. Him beginning to see red lights hit everywhere. And this, it does cause Izuku to break the leg off as it does go flying. Currently, it going to with Technovore as it's trying to consume and upgrade itself. Deku activating the self-destruct sequence as a limb does it a blow. And Technovore, it does going to take on some heavy damage. Right now, Izuku looking down and seeing the creature, which it does sit there as a cloud falling. Before it does, gonna recombine itself into Zuko, he does see something. Him looking up as he does, gonna see several of his older suits, them flying down and coming in to support him. And that it does give Izuku a bit of a smile. Because right now the Iron Legion, they've come to help Iron Man. And Deku, he does have one idea that might take it down. But yeah, it's meat to the grinder if this does not work. And yeah, he'd rather not throw himself into it first. Oh boy. Currently Deku going to Steron, and Technovore does gonna come flying up, seeing the multiple suits. Before he does, gonna turn and go to give them instructions. All of them beginning to fly in different directions as they're gonna blast out at Technovore. And Technovore does watch several of these suits beginning to move. Two to the right, two below, two above, three to the left, and one that does go another direction. Currently, Deku flying to the right as he does a watch Technovore. Currently, it trying to understand what to do. Before it does, gonna turn and shoot its hand out. Currently, it trying to throw out its elongated limb. Reach out and grab one of them. And the moment it does gonna grab one of the suits trying to integrate, the suit does a turn, flying directly in and smashing the Technovore. Before it wrap its hands around and blow. The creature going to take on the damage, and the other suits immediately do begin to bombard. Carol flying in with her power up. Right now, her emitting massive amounts of power and smashing right into Technovore with a massive attack. The creature being sent flying through the air and smashing into a building. Currently, it smashing down below as she does go stare down. Her alarmed and flying down fast before she does go watch the creature fly back up. It throwing a fist out, and the two do to clash. Currently, her punching through the creature as it is a fly past her. Before she does, go turn and blast out. Currently, it flying up as one of the suits it does go to smash into, beginning to eat this thing. And that does not look very good. The suit attempting to blow, but failing to do so. Since the creature, it automatically went for the arc reactor. And that Deku, he does notice. It learned from the mistake. Okay, not good, not good. Timers? No, not timers. Technological integration. 5? No, no, not even 5. 4 seconds. That's bad. Milliseconds it takes to take apart the circuitry. And no, no, no. It can't be that fast. It takes seconds. Okay, okay, okay. No, 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 it's okay. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. This creature, it's something you created. Come on. It has a weakness, you know it. Exploit it and take it down. Currently a quintet flying overhead. And the Avengers, they have arrived. As the Golden Man, he does come flying down. Currently, well, I'm keeping that. Thor, he does go to fly there with his hammer. Before he does stare at this vile creature, asking the invincible Iron Man if this be thy threat. And Deku does get to tell Thor. It is. Though, where's Janet Van Dyne? She is currently busy. I believe she is, how you say, Technovore flying forwards. Currently Thor turning and going to try and bring down the lightning. As he does, going to watch Technovore evade the attack and fly at Thor, him smashing his fist out into the God of Thunder. Thor bringing his hand up and battering Technovore away, currently smashing with a hammer and sending chunks flying in multiple directions. This being where Deku here's a turn, ordering the suits to put up shields, one of them being struck as it does be consumed. And Deku, he does go get a red alert, currently him turning and seeing his arm beginning to be covered by the shoulder by Technovore, him trying to eject the plates, but it does going to keep growing and growing. Deku ejecting more and more before he does a shoot down and go to bring his hand up. Currently, him going to have two areas shoot off before pulling off a significant portion of the arm. Right now, him watching it fall along with part of the chest piece. The plates reforming and molding back around, covering Izuku as he does go to begin a diagnostic. And he has a watch that his armor, it went down to about 60%. That was pretty bad. Okay. Tiles. Shit. Okay. He needs to get back to the tower. No, he can't. He can't let this thing go. They need to end this here and now. He is not going to create the next fucking Ultron. Then on Deku's mind, him feeling a little mad. And he does have one idea. Him turning to Thor and yelling for him to get back. And there is Captain America, who currently is a fly at Quinjet and begin a blast out of Technovore, sending missiles at him as Deku's to bring his hand up and blast the missile out of the air, before he does try to tell Cap about what's happening. And Technovore does a turn, currently it seeing technology, and a large amount of it, before it is a fly out and blast out. Currently, it flying up and towards the jet, and Izuku is a flying after it. Currently, Storm going to stand there, her trying to tell the captain about exactly what he needs to do. And Captain America, he has to try and swing back around. Currently, him going to pull this thing up and through the air, trying to get behind Technovore. But Technovore does that activate the air flaps and bring his hand up, blasting at Captain America as it does gonna fly up and at the Quinjet, currently smashing into the roof of it and beginning to absorb it. In Cap, he does feel the controls immediately beginning to lock up, him trying to gain control before the steering wheel or the controls of it, they do go to seize up before it is smash onto the right, putting the man into a spin. And Cap is to bring his hands together and try to keep his body close. Try not to flail around. The man going to look down at the console and trying to keep focus, smashing down on a button as the top of it is a blow. Currently the jet ejecting Captain America. And the man, he does not sit there. Deku looking at Cap and watching his chair flying through the air, before he has to turn back to Technovore and bring his hand up. Currently, him blasting something out of the creature as Thor does a strike down, along with Marvel blowing the Quinjet. And Izuku has to turn back. Currently, him staring at deploy. Shit. Him blasting down. Currently creating a massive jet on his back and flying in. Him going to hit Mach 4 and fly directly at Captain America, before grabbing the chair and immediately activating air flaps, pulling up as the two, they're down inside the city. Deku going to hit onto a building and let go of Captain America's chair. Him going to sit there as Cap is dazed and confused. Him trying to gain his bearing after the immense rush he just got put through. And Izuku does a turn. Right now, him looking over his specs before trying to radio back into Pete, asking if he has anything. And Peter, he does still type away talking about what he's doing, as he does express. He's about 90% complete. Where are they at? How's everything going? Listen, do you think it will stop him for long? Him turning, before bringing his hand up and trying to scan Captain America, seeing if he's alright. I mean, see if he's okay. Okay, vitals are a little elevated, but overall he's steady. He's fine. He's okay. Good. Friday? I believe that Peter will not be able to stop Technovore. Okay, and is there worse news? That was the bad news. Good news is we can momentarily disable his systems. How long? It will be about a minute. Virus will begin to spread a file, and file will create more. Purpose, fill up space, and ultimately create glitch. Before the creature will be able to get around this, it will have to deal with all of us on the offensive. And its systems will seize up after 5 seconds. Good. And what can we do? High likelihood that it will need coercing to fight, and possible 3 seconds if capable. Okay, so what then? Okay. This is not good. It wants the suit, doesn't it? It is quite possible, Izuku. I was not going to recommend. Risk factor is high. I know. But if we don't? If we don't, it is quite possible it may try to escape. If damage becomes too severe. Good. That's not good. Deku turning. Reno hearing a massive explosion and looking up. Before he does, gotta turn back to Cap and see if he's conscious. He's not. Okay, him flying back up and into the air. Currently, him telling Peter about what to do. When he can, get up here and deliver the payload for that virus. Alright, alright, just give me a second. But, your plan sounds a little risky, doesn't it? I know. Listen, it's gonna suck. It really is. But I need to pull out a big gun. You don't mean what I think you mean, right? No, I'm just saying. If I need to, I have to. Can you make a successful copy of the virus? I would rather not. If I copy it, then it's going to be a bit of a problem. Also, it would probably take us a few weeks to scrub it from the server. Do you know who you're talking to? Funny. But I'm just saying, all the damage, it's not good. Okay, I get it, Pete. I'll pay for it, alright? Okay. I'll try to get to work fast, but I don't know if I can give us two options. It might just be the one. Fair. Okay, well, we need to do this. Deku flying in. Currently watching as Technivore, he is going to blast out at Thor before turning and trying to fly backwards. Him spreading into a misses Captain Marvel, she's a blast at Thor by accident. Thor going to take the attack before he has a turn. Him throwing his hammer at Technivore and watching it go to create a gap in its head and the hammer does fly past. It staring at Thor and bringing its hands up. Thor throwing up his hand as the handle does him smashing back through Technivore's chest. Currently pulling the creature towards Thor. And Thor is immediately going to bring his arm out, going to hit Technivore in the face with his elbow. His head going to explode in the mist before he does a turn. And Carol is a blast out at the back of Technivore's body. Her blasting with an immense amount of power. Nanites immediately begin to rip apart and show visible damage. The creature going to make a gap and fly behind Thor. Currently pushing him into the attack before Thor, he does gonna take it. Her going to let go and fly forwards. Now, she does gonna bring her hands up. Her blasting at Technovore as the creature is gonna bring its arm up. Currently it going to create a sound gun and blasting at Carol and Thor. And the two, they do somewhat real in pain. And there actually is Deku, who does have one of his suits come flying up alongside him as is a smash hooking into the Technovore. The creature beginning to break it down as it does explode. And Izuku, he does bring his hand up. Right now, him going to do one simple thing. He does go to activate the electronic machine he put inside his suit. And this, it does cause Technovore to immediately begin to freeze. It trying to fight against the electronics and the metal its own being is made of. And Deku, he does it to hold the creature. Currently, him telling everyone about the idea he does have. Okay, Pete, you're broadcasting. Okay, listen, we have a virus made. Me and Janet have been working together on this. She's been a big help on this. Okay, guys, right now we gotta deliver it to Technovore. Personally, it's not gonna be easy. It's made to be broken down. The moment it's spread into the code, it's going to do something. It might try to fight, so be ready. The creature still trying to turn. Currently, it's activating its boots and trying to blast itself towards Izuku. Him turning to the creature and going to increase the power he's putting to the magnet. And Technovore does still move forwards, currently going to put its jet boots on max, as it does try to rip apart. Little Carol does a turn, her bringing her hands up and blasting at the creature, along with Thor striking it with lightning. And this doesn't hurt the creature. Currently, Deku going to let it go as he does throw up a shield. Technovore smashing into it at full speed and going to break apart. And this is a good sign. Deku looking around and seeing that he does only have 3 suits remaining. Okay. This is gonna be bad. Okay, let's see. No. Maybe that's a bad idea. Okay. The magnet trick will work again. But this is definitely gonna be cutting it close. Deku bring his own hand up. Before he does, have some of his tiles move off of his arm and on to his right hand. Him, currently, going to get ready as he has to bring his own hand up again. Currently, him asking Pete if he's ready. And he does understand. Currently, Deku having the tiles run back down is his turn. Him lowering his shield as Technovore does start to fly back at him. Deku telling the Avengers to let it pursue. And it does get to follow quickly. Him flying into the tower and around. Currently, him smashing through one of the building walls as he does come in. Turning to Peter. And Peter, he immediately does a turn. Him, right now, bringing his hand up and tossing out the USB. It flying through the air and going to land in Deku's hand. Before he has a turn and back up. Technovore quickly moving into the room. And Peter, he doesn't feel no spider sense go off, watching as the creature does continue to move in. Deku bringing his hand up and going to throw it out. As Technovore, he does do one thing. He does go to activate the sound cannon hidden under a layer of nanites. And this is a shock Izuku. Currently, him throwing his hands directly to his ears and feeling his entire suit vibrating through his skeleton. And the creature, it doesn't move in. Currently, it's going to grab Deku by one of his arms and beginning to eat away at the metal surrounding his body. This alarming Deku seeing the red lights light up all across his left arm. Him bringing his hand up and smashing the USB directly in with his right hand. And the creature, it does absorb everything. Currently, it going to freeze his Deku, he does get to pull back. Currently, him shooting off multiple of these panels on his suit before he has to readjust everything. The tiles going to cover Deku's body as he doesn't have many of them left. Currently, his head exposed. And this isn't very good. Him turning to look around for bringing his hand up and going to create a massive ball for Technovore. Him going to turn and bring it up, grabbing the ball and flying into the air. Before talking about it, okay, they have a few seconds. What do we do? I have a plan. The sun. I could fly. No, not that far, not that fast. Okay, then what do we do? I have one idea. Though, it's risky, I do hope it works. Okay, Thor, I need you to call down the lightning directly on me right now. Oh, what do you mean? My suit is at 30%. I need you to overclock me, okay? The capacity of this suit, it's big. Really big. I don't like to overcharge it, but I'm gonna scrap it anyways. Alright? Currently the suit beginning to create a lightning rod on Deku's back. Before Thor, he does stare at him. Him a little bit more apprehensive. And that is understandable. Deku is not properly protected. Him turning and going to do one thing. Before one of his suits to come to fly over. Him going to have it wrap around and him stepping off into it. Before he does quickly move backwards. Thor striking at the lightning rod and smashing it into the suit. and Deku doesn't hear the readings come off of it. Before, he has to have the other two suits fly towards it and the Model Prime wrapping around this ball it made. Currently, it's with one single directive: self destruct. And that is all it can do. Currently, Deku sitting there in the damaged armor, before looking up and watching those two suits fly high into the atmosphere. Before they do, go to see one simple thing: a bright flash. And then they hear that sound. Everyone in San Francisco could hear it. They heard it just go boom. And they looked up. They felt just the pressure from it. And Deku, he saw one of the greatest things ever created go up in an explosion. I mean, that was pretty big. Bigger than the old Hulkbuster. Definitely, definitely a lot of power exerted. Currently, Carol flying over, bring her hand up and asking if he's okay. He does still look up, him worried. Technovore, a technologically advanced thing he created. he uh he probably needs to sit down. Just that was cutting it a little too close. Yeah. He's fine. Him saying that last part out loud. Currently turning and flying back down to the tower, which currently does need quite a bit of repairing. And Izuku and the Avengers do get to work. Deku, he does reach out, try and thank Janet for her work on this technology, on this virus used to destroy this thing. And she is a little annoyed. She can understand that Deku, he wasn't the one responsible for murdering her husband. But at the same time, that doesn't mean she can't hate him. That was Ultron. But that's what she was told. Hank and Izuku, they didn't seem to get along very well. At least that's what she understands. Hank didn't like him. And now he's gone. She misses him. She can't get him back. Though, it does still annoy her. She is fine in New York. As long as he's over there, they can reasonably coexist. Now, Deku, he doesn't get a response, if that part wasn't obvious. And right now, we do have him in his lab a few days later. Things are still very complicated. Convincing Crystal to move into the tower has not been easy. Trying to talk to her about many things have not been easy. I mean, this place got attacked by an AI. Something he created and, well, I mean, he practically almost freaked out. Luckily, well, kids were out, and Storm, she got the baby out. So there's definitely that. It does have her worried. Very much so. But Deku, he's been able to at least put himself a little bit more at ease. He's been trying to commit a lot of time to scanning for that thing. And it hasn't popped back up. I mean, no advanced technology's gone missing, none of it has been taken, stolen, you name it. I mean, at least not by suspicious parties, at the least. And Izuku, he does sit there. Him still looking at the code for Miss Costa. Seeing how she's been torn apart. How they lost a friend. It's strange. Many people consider AI to be machines, not human, not worth the time to care about. He's seen Friday advance. He's seen her become a living creature, her own thoughts, ideas, and way of doing things. She works on a Tillin. She lives up there. She has a life for herself. And Miss Costa, she was well on her way to doing that. It was the last thing Ultron ever did. Make this creation. Creature? Creature implies something alive. And it's hard to say that she wasn't. Though Deku, he does find this troubling. He sits there in his lab, still looking over designs for the Mark 12, and still trying to figure out a proper way to put her back together, to make sure that she can have a life again, have herself back, her consciousness, but it may not be the same. The moment he tweaks this code in any way, he's mishandling the dead. Should he put her to rest or repair her? It's been something that he just hasn't thought about. Tried not to think about. Making a new AI would probably be best. Deleting this. Burying her. Letting her rest. It'd be nice. A strange part of him does feel relieved, though. He doesn't like it. And he does sit there, currently looking over designs for the Mark 12, trying to think about what he could do. The Model Prime was destroyed, and trying to refabricate for that thing is going to take weeks. But moving forward with the Model 12 project should help him with a lot more things. I mean, it might take him just the same amount of time, but it'll have a highly advanced armor. Just a little bit better, hopefully. That's the goal, at least. Okay. But what should he do? He's got to figure this out. Make sure everything's properly in place and in order. Currently, Deku going just to look at the screen, watching as it is going to begin to turn into a 3D image, and certain things do begin to reveal themselves to him. Currently watching as the arm of the Mark 12 does expand. Him watching multiple components begin to open up, along with seeing the secondary skin weave underneath, before he does try to think about what to do. Currently hearing a knock on the door, before he's at turn, and his eye does see the security camera on the outside. Currently Carol standing there, before he is to open the door, and she has to step in. Currently her asking him if he's alright. I'm fine. What are you doing here? You seem tired. It's late. I know. Oh, should I even ask why you have a bottle of scotch? Oh, right, you probably could see it. Her pulling it out from behind her back, talking about it. She knows it's, well, not a really good present from a recovering alcoholic. What? Scotch? I try to avoid some of that stuff. It doesn't really work with the enhancements from extremists. Right. How's your hand? It's good. It's fine. It was healed up within a few hours. What are you doing here, though? Was wondering if we could have a drink. A bit of a chat. I wanted to talk with you personally. Sure. Is this good or bad? It's good. Her walking over, currently going to sit down on the couch Izuku is on before she's a turn and go to ask him if he has any glasses here. Before Deku does a turn, currently him going to watch as something does gonna move and begin to elevate glasses onto the table. Her staring at that before Izuku talks about it. It's nothing really, just some machine workshopping. I'll ask about that later. Her grabbing the chilled glass before he does go talk about it. It's actually been a minute since he's had a proper drink. Her going to pour him one, and then going to turn pouring herself one. Hers slightly less than Izuku's. Before he does tell her. So what exactly is she wanting to talk about? It's about your friend. Okay. What do you mean? Your AI. I don't fully understand a lot of things, but I've been around the universe. I've seen alien life. Some I understand, some I don't. And your AI, well, Jocasta? Yeah, her. She seemed lively. I don't know how long you had her, but you seemed disattached after the battle. I was. One of my inventions killed my friend. I see. Well, I'm sorry. Listen, it's not easy losing a friend. I can understand that. And I'll be the first to admit it's not easy. Not at all. You think that you can do better. You think that there's just a lot you can do. When sometimes there isn't any you can. That's some pretty solid advice. Is it working? A little bit. Though, I know. I was debating it for a while, but I might just delete her. I see. Does Peter know? No. He thinks that we might work on her tomorrow. There's a lot going on with him. You sure? Not him and Kamala? So you noticed it too, huh? Oh, please. Who hasn't noticed it? Pretty sure Miles. Though, those two, they do try to run around a bit. They kind of forget I do have security cameras everywhere. Well, the system's. Wow, I didn't even think about that. The system's down. Right. So what are you gonna do? Build a new one? It's messed up. I still need a suit operating system. Her going to turn, holding under glass and clinking it with Izuku. The two going to down their drinks as Deku. He does sit there for a minute, enjoying this flavor, tasting the profile of the alcohol and just letting it try and calm his nerves a little. Before he does sit down the glass, walking over into the computer, before he does begin to type a few things in, him holding his hand up and going to freeze. Before Carol does a stare at Izuku, him just lowering his hand and hovering over the button. He doesn't. His fingers are shaking. That's not good. Him pressing it before he does go to watch the button, seeing as it does begin to delete Miss Costa. And the AI, it is gone. Izuku gonna walk back over and sit down, thinking about what to do. He has to sort through everything and figure this out. Just try to think, go over it all, and then it'll be fine. Just get a basic one up and running, then expand it, make it more advanced. He should have some of those old programmed ones, right? Messing with new experimental AI? No, no. He'll just. Him turning his head. Currently looking at a computer as there is where Carol does a stare on. Deku quickly beginning to code a few things. Before there is where sound can be heard in the building, it does begin to start up. Currently, Carol hearing a noise coming through. Before there is where in the room, it doesn't fill with a small beep. Deku turning his head and beginning to program. Currently, him putting more things into the AI. Before he does go to sit there. And Carol does it lean forwards, grabbing her glass and pouring herself another small little shot, just staring at her drink. Before Deku, he does go to bring his hand out. Him going to grab to the right of his cup. Before it does gonna fall off and Carol does look down. It breaking before Deku does it turn his head. Shit. Sorry. I thought I could. How? You alright? No, no, I'm trying to work a little fast. My head still kind of hurts. You okay? No, I'm not. Or do you just mean that in general? Sorry, sorry. I meant that in general. Most most people can't deal with a lot of things like this. Being a hero. Carol, if you're gonna try and convince me to quit, I'm not quitting. That's not what I'm talking about. You can talk to people. I know. Then why don't you? I do. Do you think it's easy? I've been trying to improve, figure myself out, figure things out. I mean, for Christ's sake, I I just don't know. I'm trying my best, but this today wasn't good. It wasn't predicted. And hello, Izuku. What is that? Hello. I am the AI he has just created. I am placeholder one? We'll workshop that a little bit. Listen, you have your basic instructions? Yes, I do. Basic programming? Yes, I do. Okay, good. Bring anything to my attention that might raise questions. And, go over data in the servers. Go over data and everything. Just make sure the tower is secure and everything's up and operational. I know that we might be having some trouble with a few things that were repaired. Understood. It going to go silent. And there is where Carol does lean forwards. Her rolling the glass in her hand, talking about it. Okay, she's not going to beat around the bush here. It's hard for her to say a lot of things. Okay, what do you want? Him turning. Before he does a stand. And Carol, she herself does a stand up as well. Deku going to walk over and go to get a new glass. Before he's a turn and Carol, she does get to bring her hand up. Her, right now, grabbing Deku by the side of the face and going to give him a kiss. This actually alarming Izuku. Before he's a bring his hand back and up, somewhat pushing Carol a little away, asking about it. Okay, okay, what the hell? What are you doing? You can talk. Just say something. I'll say what the fuck. Carol, seriously, what is wrong with you? Me? Listen, I just Carol, listen. You came to this team to monitor Robert. I get getting personal and friendly, but I'm I'm sorry. Carol annoyed, her looking a little distraught, before someone does to clap their hands. And as it is a turn, seeing Wade sitting there, dressed in mercenary attire and with his mask pulled up to his face, which does look a little different here in the dark. Deku asking exactly where the hell Wade's been, and Wade to sit there, quiet, before he does it a whole Marvel's glass, which he did fill with some of that alcohol. Currently him swigging it back before he does stand, expressing, well, well, well. That didn't go as planned. What are you talking about, Wade? Listen, it's nothing personal. Alright? Wade? You know, I do like you, you know. Consider you to be a friend, to be someone I can trust, good leader, all that jazz. But I just had to make a deal. Plain and simple. Especially for what he has planned, and oh boy, I fucking hate this part. Wade going to hold something up between his fingers. And Deku, he does just stare at it. For a second he thought he was holding one of the Infinity Stones. But then he realizes he is. And Wade does begin to rewrite continuity. Currently, Carol going to disappear and reappear back in her bed. Her asleep, as if this was all just some strange little dream. And Deku does still stand there, Wade expressing, well, well, well. He certainly thought he was going to have to mark another tally on that board. But, looks like he passed the little test he had. What are you talking about? Wait, where did you get that stone? It's none of your concern. Wait, I am the leader of this team. You are a member of it. Do you have anything to... Do you know where the maker is? Yes, I do. Hell, he could be in fucking Georgia right now. Sorry. This really isn't funny, Izuku. Wade, just give me the stone. No, no. I want you to know. I want them to know. Know what, Wade? Okay, you're not well. I'm perfectly fine. Just, I made a deal. Let's keep it at that. Though, how about we go back first? I'll show you what's going to happen. Deku confused. Before Wade holds the stone in Izuku, he does see a bright flash, him covering his face before looking around. And he's in a medical room, and he's lying on the bed over there. He's in his armor. But wait a second. That's not him. That that's an old suit, and the oh no. Wade's still sitting there. Before he does express, bring one of his legs up, leaning back and crossing it. Yep, they are back in time. One day, he specifically remembers. And what he's about to see next won't be pretty. But it's the truth. It is the truth. Deku turning and Steve Rogers does get a walk in. Deku turning to the man and trying to walk over. Okay, Steve, you gotta help me with this. It's Tony. He's Cap walking directly through the ghost. And Izuku, he ends up bringing his hands up, feeling his body and feeling strange. Before Wade does get to talk about it. Yeah, this doesn't work that way. It's different. Watching his Cap is a walk directly up to Tony. And this, it does have him quite alarmed. Before Cap, he does get a stare, looking down at his friend, who does currently sit there with his heart rate on the monitor. He's sick. All that shrapnel in his chest, and that damage from the battle, all of it, it put him in a coma. It put Tony Stark in a goddamn coma. Tony was always resilient, always a fighter, always someone to admire. A little bit of fun, business, and pleasure all rolled into one. Nothing like him at all. And Cap, he does this one smile. Currently, him bringing his hand up and going to hold up a device, which he does use to do one simple thing. Right now, he has a step forwards with it, putting it over the arc reactor on Tony Stark's chest. And the device, it does begin to pull power and begin to make this thing malfunction. Izuku walking over and watching Cap bring the device back into his pocket quickly, for he's to turn and start to walk fast. And Tony, he does lay there. Currently, the arc reactor trying to emit a glow and trying to maintain power. However, with Cap giving it a little nudge to malfunction, it does begin to stop working. And when the light is going to go out, Izuku does to watch it. He does watch that heart rate monitor begin to go rapid, beginning to go crazy. And people, they do come running into the room, trying to do what they can, trying to fix the situation. But Tony, he flatlines. And that, Deku, he doesn't accept. Him turning and trying to rush Wade, who does go to freeze him in place and talk about it. This is what happened. I'm going to stand. Why? Why would Captain America kill Iron Man? Why would Tony do that? No. Why would... Up. You're a little hysterical. Gotta say, your reaction was definitely what I expected. Though, let me tell you, you're going somewhere else. What? Part of the deal. You're out of the way. I get a better lot in life. And, well, let's just say I'm owed a favor. Him gonna turn. Deku, watching Deadpool, give a wink. Though this seems a little bit more like him. Before Izuku, he does it a vanish. And right now Wade, he does have one more thing to do. One more thing that Steve Rogers wants him to do. And that is going to be quite simple. And we do have the next morning. Wade still has not been found. Everyone, they do need to go about their routines. Waking up and trying to get everything a little bit more in order. Though there currently is Carol, who, she had the weirdest dream last night. And it was certainly an interesting one. Her trying to shake it off, and they're going to stand. Right now, she needs to meet with Izuku and talk with him about a few things. I mean, this week has been quite the eventful one. They need to talk about exactly what to do with Robert. I mean, calm him down a little bit, maybe go out and into the world a little. Let him be more social and away from the superpowered craziness. It's certainly an idea. her knocking on a door and waiting for a response, though the door does not go to open. Her turning and pressing the button before she does not hear anything. And the door on the other side, it is ringing. Carol, not sure if Deku's gonna answer her. Though after a few minutes, she does get to think that Deku might not be here. Currently, Spidey, coming up from Deku's lab when she's gonna get in the elevator. Her moving it down as Spidey does try to talk about it. Okay, there's a bit of a problem. Hmm? What is it? I can't find Izuku. Uh, was he in his room? Were you looking for him too? He's not here. You said he's not in his lab? He's not in his room. Uh-huh. And, well, where else could he be? Maybe he finished an armor? I doubt that. He's got the old rust bucket, but I don't think so. Okay, fine. Um, is Robert here? Oh, no, shit. I didn't even check. Me and him were supposed to get to, work on Miss Costa. Right. You guys do that. I'll handle Robert. I think Miles would want to go out with us. Uh, Maybe. I don't know. Bring it up to him. And we do have Robert Reynolds. Currently, Carol Danvers is walking down the hallway. While meanwhile, Robert, he does lay there, on the floor of his room, dead. And when she does try to get a response from Robert, there's nothing. And she does find this to be highly suspicious. Currently, her going to do one simple thing. Bring out her Avengers card and going to swipe it at the door before entering a password, and the door does it open. The override allowing her to do this. And when she does see Robert laying on the floor, she immediately begins to move in. Not sure if he's injured or possibly OD'd. Though this, it does alarm her. Since right now somebody, they just murdered the Sentry. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part. And hopefully this re-recording turns out good.